Rolling.
This is Keepin' It Casty with Sean Hogan. This is episode 1, and today we have my good friend, Corey Farr. Corey, come on over here.
Oh. Hi, Sean. How you doing?
Hi, Corey. How are you?
Good. Nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
You're
I'm
welcome.
excited to be part of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Really just get to share some things.
Mhm.
Cool. Yeah.
So, Corey, let's start with your name.
Corey Farr.
Did your parents name you that?
Yeah. Actually, it's a funny story. My dad wanted to name me Xenophon with an X, some Greek philosopher name, and yeah, my mom won out on that one, which is, I'd say, a pretty good thing.
I wouldn't say that, but she did apparently win.
She won.
Yeah. I don't know who won long term, but she won. Yep. Anyway, let's get down to it.
Okay.
Do you are you an organ donor?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't have my license with me. Sorry. But, I hope not.
Organ donors generally know if they're organ donors, and people
I don't
say they
remember.
save lives.
It's possible. I don't know. I'm not a conspiracy guy, but it's kind of weird having on your license that they can just chop up your body if
That's
They
exactly
decide
what
you
I was
don't
going to
need it?
say. That's exactly what I was
they
going to
decide
say.
you don't need it anymore.
I was going to say they will, right on the operating table, and then they'll just take whatever they want, get a pretty penny off of each single one of them.
Yeah.
How much is a kidney?
Last I checked,
Do you have your
Couple
phone on you?
thousand.
Can you Google it?
I don't.
Okay. Did your parents name you that? Organ donor? Hey. On August 31st, 1997, where were you? That's when Princess Diana died.
Probably starting first grade. I don't really remember. I don't remember Princess Diana dying.
I was sitting in my basement watching the television while my mom was watching the television, and she said something. She didn't say anything. It was the television was on, and they said something about Princess Diana died. And until today, I couldn't remember if maybe I was watching a documentary or if my mom, or if they cut to the news where Princess Diana died or not. But that's where I was. I was in my basement, and when I was a kid, I was little. I was probably 6. I was probably 5,
you were
5 or 6.
In your basement on August 31st.
1997.
1997.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Yep. Do you have a Mount Rushmore of people that you hate?
Mount Rushmore of people that I hate?
Yes.
Like people I just really don't like?
People that you hate and you spend countless hours chiseling their face into stone to remember how much you hate them.
If I'd have to make one...
Not even just chiseling, because there's a lot of dynamite involved also.
Oh.
Just to get away some of the debris. The
I don't know,
excess.
probably I'm sure there's some, but I don't want to say on air, Do former presidents, do those count?
Yeah.
Okay, so we could start with probably 42 of them, and then
Which 42?
it seems, most of them
Taft?
except for maybe Taft, I don't know. Probably some of the more recent ones, I'd say. But
How recent are we talking? Taft, kind of?
No.
Hey, could I offer you a drink?
yes, please. Please. Oh, okay.
The ice melted while I had it all set up, but the ice melted.
Okay, no ice, that's fine.
It's still got cold water in it, which is basically ice.
There's a straw.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to use the straw, or
If you want to, I wouldn't waste it, but if you want to. You don't want to, you don't have to, but I wouldn't waste it is all I'm saying.
Okay, it's good. It tastes really...
Well, like I
cheap.
said, the ice, yeah, it's, well, depends on what you classify cheap. It's not, I wouldn't say it's swill, but it was certainly $20 for a handle.
Oh,
Just more than
good
I
deal.
like to spend.
yeah.
What do you do?
Okay, yeah. What do I do? Well, basically, I'm a missionary. I don't really love that term, but what I do, I work for a missions organization, and I work in the country of Lebanon. We have a residential program for boys from impoverished backgrounds, mostly Syrian refugees. There's a big refugee crisis in the country of Lebanon. So I work with boys aged 6 to 17, help out with the day-to-day kind of operations there, playtime, study time, everything. And then we also have a school, and I teach English for grade 4 for some kids from the community.
Now, these orphan boys, are they poor?
Yes, the poverty level in Lebanon is pretty severe, especially among the refugees.
That's a shame. Poor people are very poor.
Got any more questions?
Being a man of the cloth,
Okay.
as you are, working in what you said you do in that town named Lebanon.
Well, it's not a town, but it's a country in the Middle East. But there is a town, actually, in every state in the country named Lebanon. So a lot of times people get confused and they think of. Oh,
That I was confused because I thought there was a town in every country, every state named Beirut.
I don't know about that actually. I haven't heard of any Beiruts in the U.S., but I know there's a lot of Lebanons, and it's kind of funny.
I'm laughing. Being a man of the cloth. I was looking at your Facebook and I heard that you're a Christian anarchist.
It's true. It's kind of a. Go
So,
ahead, you ask.
being a fan of politics, which I am not, and I like to keep out of this show, but you kind of shoehorned it in there. What is that? Are you saying you would vote for Jesus over a normal president?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm a man of the cloth. I meant to correct you on that. I'm not actually ordained or anything. I went to seminary to study theology, but I mean, I wear cloth. But
So when I walked up to you and I spilled my guts and told you all my sins, I shouldn't have done that.
I mean, you're my friend. You can share stuff with me, but I can't make it, give you any Hail Marys or anything. I mean,
So are you saying you would vote for Jesus if he ran for president?
Yes. Okay, sorry. A little confused there. I mean, I like to think that Jesus would do today what he did in the time when he came, which is be able to recognize and call out the corruption that exists within empire. In his day, it was the Roman Empire, which was oppressing people and exerting military control and influence. And I'd like to think that Jesus would come and stand up against the cultural ideology of the American empire and nationalism, and probably would be crucified again if he came in today's world. There's a lot of similarities.
I don't see him, but because we don't have a Colosseum or anything like that.
It's true.
Although, that brings me to my next question.
Okay, cool. Let's have it.
Little birdie told me you have a good African accent.
Like, I can do an African accent?
Yeah. Being from Lebanon, I would assume you probably have one.
Lebanon's not really in Africa, actually. It's in the Middle East, which is actually part of Asia. A lot of people don't know that. So,
But come on, do the accent.
an African accent?
Yeah, like the birdie said.
I don't know. I've never tried before.
Come on, are you?
You want me
He's
to
calling
speak-
the birdie a liar.
Wait, you want me to speak Arabic or?
No, like when you like a little birdie told me you have a good African accent.
I don't think I can do that.
Why can you not? Why you cannot?
I can. I don't know people who talk that way. But
But surely you have heard one.
I've heard it, like on films and stuff, but I speak Arabic. Would you like to ask me about speaking Arabic? I don't know. I don't want to. I just feel like it's a little off topic.
Let me think of a question. If I said, "Hey, how are you?" What would you say? In Arabic, back to me. If I was speaking English and you had to say it back in Arabic because you didn't know English, what would you say?
Well, how do you say "how are you" in Arabic?
No, if I said, "Hey, how are you?" What would you say back?
I'd say Alhamdulillah, or Alhamdulillah, which means praise God. We don't. You can say I'm doing good or I'm doing fine, but the most common answer is actually praise God. It's a lot of religious language kind of in the daily culture.
Fascinating. Well, that's enough. That's the rest of our time. We here at Keepin It Casty want to thank the viewer, and we want to thank my very best good friend, Corey Farr.
Cool. Thanks for having me, Sean. It's been nice.
I'm glad that you thought it was nice.